Hey everybody, how are you? It's the 14th of October, 2011. I'm Eddie Bluff with SiteSeeker, your partner for online success. We're 18 days away from the biggest social media conference in the Northeast. I'm talking about BizBuzz coming up Tuesday, November 1st at the Syracuse Holiday Inn Convention Center. It's an all-day event. Doors open at 8. They close at 7 p.m. There's going to be over 30 expert speakers there, a lot of panel discussions, and it's geared for Marcom pros. It's geared for businesses, anybody that wants to learn how to better engage with social media and to help with their business and engage with their audience. And I'm here today with Gina Chen, who's going to be one of the speakers. She spoke there last year. Gina's a journalist. She's from SaveTheMedia.com. She's got her master's in public communications. She's working on her PhD in mass communications. She's a blogger at Harvard's Nieman Journalism Lab. Gina, welcome. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Eddie.
Hey,
how are you?
I'm doing really well, thanks. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm excited about BizBuzz. Now, this is year 2 for you at BizBuzz, right?
That's correct. I was there last year, yes.
What should folks expect when they go to BizBuzz?
Well, what I found last year, and I'm sure this will be even more amped up this year, was just a real spirit of innovation and networking. It was the kind of place where I met a lot of people I'd only known from Twitter, and you kind of look odd at each other and be like, ooh, I know you. And then you'd realize we're virtual friends, and it was nice to meet in person. There was a lot of networking. There was speaking, and there was really a lot of great ideas presented. But it didn't end with that day. We continued being in touch and sort of continued the networking after the event.
Yeah, and I'm sure that you agree with me. The folks that go are going to be able to take away some stuff that they can really put into play.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. What are you going to be speaking about this year, Gina?
Well, this year what I'm speaking about is how businesses can find out what their customers are saying about them through social media. So basically the idea is, you find out where do I need to look to find out what's being said about me? And then what do I do about it? How do I prevent a nightmare from happening and everyone slamming me all over Twitter or creating a Facebook page against me? Because you have to know, you have to be engaged the way your customers are. So that's the goal of my speech.
Is that reputation management? Is that what you would define as reputation management?
I think that's a good word for it. And yeah. I think that it's something that individuals do, but I think companies have to do it today or they just can't compete.
Right. Tell me, what got you into social media, Gina?
Well, I got into social media, it's probably about 5 years ago. I was working as a journalist at the Post-Standard in Syracuse, and I was covering a beat that I created called Family Life, which was basically about getting more women to read the newspaper. Right. In doing that, I found these social networking sites geared just to mothers, one called Cafe Mom, one called Mommy Space, and I was really intrigued by them and started using them as a way to find out story ideas, find out what my readers wanted me to write about, to connect with women, to get sources for those stories. If I'm doing a story about how to raise twins, I don't have twins, so I need to find a mom of twins. How do I find it? I found them on Cafe Mom or Mommy Space. And what I found was women are a large component of the people on social media, so they're an important demographic, but then I kind of fell in love with social media and kind of the rest is history.
What's your favorite platform? If you could pick one to the end of time, what would it be and why?
Probably Twitter is my favorite. I like Twitter because it's very little real investment. I can think of something clever that's quick. I can connect with people from my phone, from my iPad, at any medium, and I can find out what's going on in the world pretty quickly. From a news perspective.
The 140 character limitation was something I struggled with, but I've totally embraced Twitter too, but I was a relatively slow adapter. I dig it now, I'm on it all the time, but it makes you be creative. I mean, you've got
it does.
So what's your best advice for businesses? How can they best use social media?
Well, I think the best advice is they need to tailor it to what their goals are, and they need to figure out what those goals are, because I think we're at a phase right now that was similar to the phase when the World Wide Web first started, where every business threw up a web page. And, every advertisement said, see us on the web. And then you go to their web page and there's nothing there. And you're like, all right, fine, you have a website. And I think that's what's happening with social media now is businesses feel like, oh, I need a Facebook page. Oh, I need a Twitter account. But what do you want to use it for? And I think that's the key question. What do you want to use it for? Use it well instead of just throwing it up there and doing nothing with it, because that does nothing. And maybe Twitter isn't the best one for you. Maybe Facebook makes more sense for you. Or maybe LinkedIn is a better asset. So you really need to do it more thoughtfully, I guess, than just throwing something up there and hoping it'll stick.
It's really all about good content, isn't it? I mean, if you consider the fact that we're all content creators right now, there's so much content out there. And because there's so much, it almost pushes the value down. That's not to say it's not valuable, but what's really important is providing valuable content and going back to what you started with, understanding what your audience is all about and being about them and about value towards them.
Yes. Well, it's kind of like the same example with Twitter. When people first started on Twitter, all they did was say, I'm going to Barnes & Noble's to get coffee now. No one does that anymore because nobody cares, because we didn't know how to use it at the beginning. And I think that's sort of an evolution that happens with social media as we figure out, oh, this is what I can do with this.
Yeah.
And it becomes more dynamic.
Hey, Gina, I really appreciate your time. Any parting thoughts?
Come to BizBuzz. It's going to be a blast.
Amen. I'll see you in 18 days, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Take care, Ed.
Folks. Syracuse, New York, November 1st, BizBuzz. Check it out.